Big ups to the people who have subscribed. We have reached 1,000 subscribers already on YouTube. We appreciate the people who have subscribed and are following our content. We appreciate you. Yet again, today we have another episode. We have a lot to talk about the AFCON draws, the UPL transfers, the national basketball transfers, some little bit of rugby. Yeah, but we thank you, the ones who are following us. With me here, I have Hudson Mugweri, my co-host. He can say hello to you, and we proceed.
To the viewers out there, thank you once again for joining the show and giving us opportunity to share the views when it comes to sports and being the needful so that you get to know what's happening in the world of sports when it comes mainly in the Ugandan fraternity. So I'm happy that you're always with us and enjoying the show as well. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy today's episode as well.
Yes, thank you. We'll start with the AFCON draw that happened in Morocco. Rather uninteresting. You'll tell me which group you think is a group of death. But Uganda has been pulled with Tunisia, Nigeria, Tanzania. A lot of people thought it was a group of death, but there's that group that has Cameroon, Ivory Coast. Yeah. But what do you make of this draw? You know, this is going to be our appearance. I think after two editions, we have been missing out of after two editions. We have been drawn in this group. Come December, we are in the fold. AFCON. Your expectations?
We have actually 11 months to get prepared for AFCON, and And with the way we are progressing, you saw we played the qualifiers. Our game against South Africa, it was a 2-2 draw. Then, of course, they beat us from home. But I can tell one thing: the boys are well prepared. The federation is doing a good job with making sure that we have some good talented players who are going to present us at AFCON, and also the coach is doing an incredible job as well. The coach is doing a good job as well. Then we played the qualifiers, of course. We'd have topped the group, I would say that, but we were number two, and we qualified actually one game towards the end of the campaign. I would say it was
The
a
easiest.
good one. It was a good qualifying campaign for us, and that shows a lot. That shows a lot. That shows that you know what we can go as far as reaching the quarterfinals of AFCON. Yeah. So I would say preparations matter a lot. But when it comes to the group of death, there is a group full of the South African teams.
Yeah,
Uh, Group
Angola.
C, which has Egypt, South Africa, Angola, Zimbabwe. You know, it's not another hard group. It's
Yeah,
another hard group, man. Eh?
it
This
is.
AFCON, this AFCON is, I would say, the groups are hard. Yeah, no group is soft. Yeah, no group is soft.
And South
And now
African
to your
teams are
shock,
good.
remember, yeah, remember how they shocked most of it last AFCON. Now they shocked some teams there.
Yeah,
Like
it
they
was a
Morocco,
spectacle.
the host, pulled out so as early as possible. We
Ghana
saw
too.
how Senegal pulled out as well. Ghana did the same thing. We saw
Algeria.
Egypt pulled out as well. Algeria as well. So, so these tournaments are hard to predict.
Yeah,
Hard to predict. I would say that. Yeah.
yeah,
So, but I wish Uganda all the best, and I hope we get prepared for AFCON as early as possible. Nothing like you know what we are missing out on anything this time round. I'm sure the federation is well equipped and well prepared financially as well because they have enough sponsors. When it comes to finances, they have enough sponsors. Now you're seeing we are going to host the AFCON in 2027. The constructions are going on. We are hosting Chan in August as well. Constructions are going on. So as a nation, I would say in football ways, uh, after AFCON, after Chan, even this AFCON we are going, even the Chan we are going to host, will determine our preparations for AFCON. And I'm sure we shall be so ready for that tournament. And we may go as far as the quarterfinals of AFCON. I would say that.
AFCON, not Chan. AFCON,
No, AFCON.
I'll have to see. I'll have to see. You know, we'll have to really
We love to see
depend.
the squad.
Yeah, not just the squad, even the preparation. You know, the preseason,
True.
which teams they will be playing in preparation. Remember, we are playing the
Yeah.
top teams. We are playing two teams that have won it before. You know,
Mm.
in that group, you have Tunisia, we have Nigeria. These are champions,
Nigeria.
former champions. Yeah. So in our
It
preparation,
doesn't matter, Emma. Doesn't matter, Emma, man.
But Nigeria.
Nigeria Congo shocked most of the teams the last AFCON.
But Congo,
Yeah,
Congo's
with
on
Discovery as
fire.
the coach.
True,
Yeah,
true.
I would say, man. I would say it's the way you build the team, because when you look at our team right now, it's full of youngsters, and the youngsters are growing every now and then. You know, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Paul Put had this to say, the national team coach. Let me play it for our viewers.
You know, there are no easy games in Africa. So we're going to face Nigeria, who was the finalist last AFCON. In Tunisia, you also know, is a stable country who is always playing in quarterfinals. But I think we have to believe in ourselves. We have to take this opportunity. I always said how bigger the waves, how stronger the shape. So we have to prepare ourselves really well. Like I said, we have to go, we have to play. In 2027, we know we are hosting, so this will be a very good opportunity to show us that the players can show themselves and that we can give something to the public of Ghana. We know there.
Yeah, so Paul Put there, he was speaking of the players have to show up. He's not taking anything for granted. They have mentioned it. The Nigerians, talking of the former finalist. I spoke of Tunisia. I mean, he's giving respect to this group. Yeah, Paul Put, of course, as you know him, he's led Burkina Faso to the AFCON finals. He has a very rich history. He knows how to really work with a medium squad, but bringing out maximum results. He's speaking of the players have to show up. It's an opportunity to these players. For example, if you're looking at the players that are in the squad, the young players, this is an opportunity for them to really showcase their talent. AFCON is where the European agents really can sign players directly from wherever they are. Once you show up in AFCON, you don't have to have played for the national team, how many clubs, or played for this team, playing for this league. But if you show up in AFCON and you play against these top teams and you show up very well, trust me, you top European teams will come for you. You'll have to really bypass this, whereby some European teams have to take you to an academy, take you to Middle East, take you to Eastern Europe before you join their teams. AFCON is really a big opportunity for these players. And for me, my prediction is that we just need to really pick up a win against either Nigeria or Tunisia. Then we manage our draws or a win against Tanzania, but you have to beat one of the big boys to really qualify from this group. It's just a tricky group. It's one of the top three hardest group in AFCON, the draws that happened yesterday. So anyway, let's proceed. I don't know if you have anything to say on AFCON, the group stages.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. So anyway, let's check.
I'm just waiting for that moment, and then we enjoy football.
Yeah. So anyway, let's come back to local football. This weekend we had a lot of things happening. We had Alpha SALI joining NEC, a move that a lot of people were skeptical about him really joining the local team. People were talking about him going to Spain. He saw his father Bebe Cool talking a big game about the son, going to Spain and eventually join the NEC, which for me I believe it's a good move to me. It's a local team within Lugogo. It's a team that can really provide all the training he needs to really progress his career. What do you make of SALI joining NEC, especially when NEC is contending for the title?
Actually, people misquoted Bebe Cool. He clearly said in his statement, the son has gone to Spain for trials, but they're going to review him, to get to know his strengths and his weaknesses. But he will finish the season in UPL. He clearly said it in his statement. He finished the season in UPL. And of course, he came back, and of course, we knew he's going back to Express. He has joined NEC. It's a good club. They're number 2 on the table as we speak now. And they've got one of the most talked about coaches right now in Ghana football, Coach Hussein Mbalangu. I would say we've seen him groom players. We saw how we did with Arua Hill. Now what he's doing, even though Duparaka was there, what he's doing now with NEC. becoming title contenders. You know what he can do. And of course, Alpha is going to face some good competition at NEC to get his playing time. But it's a good addition for the young man. And I wish him all the best. I would say that. He has gone to a team whereby we all know that financially they're not struggling like how the club he was in. So the allowances come on time. The training facility is there. Of course, everything is there on time. Not the things of like, what, wait for your allowance, then they're giving you money for commando. No. Everything is well set. Financially, the team is well set. Yeah, so I wish him all the best and hope to, because he's a 21-year-old, a talented kid who's 21 years of age, and we saw how he has grown where he is right now. We saw what he did in the times of Pro Line, and now from there he joined Express. Now he's at NEC. The father is showing is the thing of like, I want my son to go far.
Yep.
We shouldn't be shocked in the contract when the contractor he signed him and have that clause of like, once a team comes from Europe and they need him to go for trials, please don't stop him. Let the kid go for trials, then he comes back play. The father is looking at this thing, the future of like my son has to be somewhere far from what? From African football. He's doing all his best to make sure the son is somewhere, and I'm happy for that as a father. Bekul is doing an incredible job. Mr. SALI, thank you very much for supporting your child to make sure the kid is somewhere to be like a senior player, to be a professional player. That is a plus. That's a plus from the father, and I wish the kid all the best.
Yes, absolutely. We've seen the way Bebe Cool has really supported his son in terms of his career, giving him the best coaches. And NEC, of course, as you said, NEC really is financially stable. It's not like Express, whereby they're even struggling to pay 30,000 for Mustafa Chiza for his transportation. And you saw what happened even in Hoima. So it's a good move for him. We're looking forward to see their first game against Express in the first game against KCCA in Lugogo. We have to in the second round. Their first game in the second round will be against KCCA. That's a huge one. Yeah.
KCCA. Yeah. It's on a Thursday, 13th of February.
Wow, that's a huge big game. Big game right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, we move again to another big transfer that Sabe Henry of Sports 256 broke, of Jude Semugabi going to Vipers. This I want to first you to really, what do you make of this move to Vipers of Jude Semugabi? It's the same. It has been the same circle with their Dennis Omedi. A lot of people were saying the big teams on the continent that are quoting them, but we saw Dennis Omedi going to APR. We are now seeing Semugabi going to Vipers. With what they have done on the continent, and remember even Deu Kasozi was saying there are many teams that are really chasing after his two players. What went wrong? Should we say APR provided the best offer, and also Vipers is providing the best offers for these duos from Chitara?
It might be like that. Sometimes we look at these things in the thing of like the player is going to Tanzania and to some club, but the offer to the club isn't good, and even the player isn't getting good money. And on top of that, he looks and think of like, am I going to get playing time? As well. Because I'm going to a club like, for example, a club in South Africa, but I'm going to be a bench player. Yeah, I need to get more playing time as a player. I need to develop myself. Yeah, not warming the bench every now and then. Yeah. So I would say Vipers is not a bad club. Financially, they're not bad. And even the kind of football they play, they're not bad. It's a team whereby we know they're supposed to be playing continental football. Yeah, as Vipers. With the talent they have. Yeah. You have Waiswa, you have Okello, you have Milton Kalisa. You've got the likes of Eunice Sentamo. Yeah. The team is full of talented players. So him going to Vipers, I would say it's a big addition to his talent as well, to him as well. And Chitara will make some money off that deal. And even the player himself is going to get some good money off that deal. Because once we know once Lindwa says I need that player, the big boss of Vipers, he makes, even if they say they need 500 million Be like, you know what? Let's at least reduce it to 300, but I'll give you your money, and he gives you your money.
Installments, yeah.
Yeah, because he knows what the player can do.
Mm.
Yeah, he knows what the player can do, and the player, as long as the player is delivering,
Mm.
he'll be like, man, I need that kid. Yeah, you're seeing the form Alan Okolo is on right now at Vipers. Everyone is like, man, the kid is back on his form. And guess what? If he performs so well in Chan, don't be surprised when we see Okelo going to Europe. If he performs well in Chan, don't be surprised when Okelo we see Okelo going to Europe. And Vipers will make some good money off Okelo.
Yeah.
Like the money they made off Eunice Sentamo, they made money they made off, they made some good money off some players.
Yeah.
When they left. Even Wadada himself was
Caesar
left Vipers.
Manzuki also going.
Yeah, Manzuki, even Wadada was left Vipers.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Eddie, well, this
And
is
guess what? They leave, then they come back to their parent club.
exactly
Because Wadada is now back. Yunus came back. Manzuki sometimes when he leaves, when he's off season, he comes and trains with the team. You know.
Aziz Kayondo.
Yeah, they all come back.
So would somebody be right to say that Mulindwa, because if you look at the project in Vipers, they have a very good young team. The Chitende, they have been winning school championship. So a lot of people would believe that Vipers would be grooming players from the Chitende setup, but we have seen them really signing players from other teams. If you look at also now, this also brings the question, where will Jude Semugabi play? You know, remember Vipers just signed Ogwang, Isaac Ogwang. You have Sentamu there. You have this Nigerian guy. Then you have Kalisa. You have Alan Okero firing at all cylinders. I mean, where will they play? Ogwang, 6 goals from Police, signed. Then you add Jude Semugabi, 8 goals this season. Then you add on Alan Okelo, Milton Karisa. Actually, they are top if Semugabi joins Isaac Ogwang, Milton Kalisa, and Alan Okwelo. I mean, their attacking front will have 35 goals so far. I mean, this also puts Vipers in a spot. You know, we could be looking at a team that would be really dominating in the second round.
But a quick one. Was Ogwang the right player for Vipers?
Sorry?
Was Ogwang the right player for Vipers?
He wasn't. To me, he wasn't the right players. But you know, it's all about the money. You know.
Remember the mistake Rothomio made.
Exactly. Not only Rothomio. I mean, there's also this player
from Yara
Kayua. There's a player of Kayua. He came from Soana. Also joined. There are many players that have joined that way.
Marvin Youngman.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
For Semugabi, for Jude Semugabi, he can suit in the team, so he can fit in the team so well.
Exactly.
Yeah, he can suit it, but Ogwang, can he fit in the team so well?
Yeah, and he's still a young player. He played in Villa. He went to Chitara. He went to Arua Hill. Yeah, I went to Arua Hill. Then came back to Police. I mean, for me, I would. For me, my if I was his agent, I would advise him to finish the season with Police. 6 goals. You just have to reach 10 goals, and you will have good offers from Sekafa, Kenya, Tanzania, even Rwanda. But right now, even playing time right now in Vipers is going to be really hard for him. Playing time at Police, he used to play.
The advantage is they have local coaches who know Ugandan football and who know who to use on the pitch. So that's a big advantage from these boys. You know, not these professional coaches who come around and what next. They mess up your career. So at times these coaches are like, you know what, I need this player because I know what I'm going to use him. So I respect the coaches Vipers has got and what they're doing right now as the coaches. So I wish the players all the best. I can't say they're not fit to be in the team. We don't know how the coaches are going to use them. So wish them all the best, and let's just enjoy Ugandan football. I would say that. Though my cases here, I don't know what's happening. We need a striker as well as possible. We need a creative midfield as well. I don't know what's happening because here, but Hope they sign players.
Is
Hope we
it
shouldn't be like how Arsenal is doing things.
with KCCA? Is it the fact that they have a lot of contracts that they cannot terminate? I mean, if you look at their squad, they have some internationals in there. So who with the striker who can they bring? They had Derek Sivambi there. They'll have to release either Derek Sivambi. He brought in Sadata Naku. I mean, somebody that came from Europe. We expected goals from him,
Oh,
but yeah, so far scored
yeah,
one
but
one or two goals, I think. Yeah. Mm,
he'll pick up because we saw how he started the season with his injury.
mm,
But I know he will pick up and it will be him as a player, his movement, his pace, his energy, the way he pressures the defenders as well. The way he says, "Put the ball there, I can do something with the ball." I know he's going to pick up with Yunus Sentambo. You know what he can do. If I'm not scoring, I'm giving you the assist you need. That's his one. Just go and give the assist you need. So the strikers are there, but we need that creative midfielder because Bright is not doing the job we expected him to do. And I don't know what's happening with Bright because I expected more from Bright this season. He's in a team which is making sure that giving him the role of like our go-to man. The ball is there, do something with the ball. And I'm not seeing something coming out of him. But I wish we would see a big change in the second half and we see results at KCCA.
all right, absolutely. So anyway, let's advance the
Because
conversation.
the first two fixtures of KCCA, yeah, the first two fixtures of KCCA, you have NEC that is on 13th of February,
Mm,
and then on Sunday 16th you're playing Vipers.
wow.
You know, interesting fixture there. Two big games for KCCA.
Yeah, huge, huge games. Huge games. Let me try and also look at some of these fixtures here. Yeah, these are huge games for KCCA. And if you look at even the table
Yeah,
right now, let me check it out. Just a moment here. Seated fourth with 24 points and 10 of Vipers, who are 10 and 9 respectively of Vipers and NEC. And if you look at the games they're playing the top two teams. I mean, this is a do or die for KCCA against
true.
NEC. They have to win this game, and if they don't win
Yeah.
this game, where does it leave Abdallah Moviru ball?
That's how you called it.
Hey, Moviru ball.
Eh, actually, how how KCCA got there, how
Mm,
Express got there, I don't know, but
mm.
it's okay. Regardless, we move on.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's go to another sport. Let's go to basketball. We had a lot this weekend. I was following your feeds, a lot of transfers. The Gazelles are in camp, naming a new coach, Nick Natureza. We spoke about that last time. Some players have been omitted in the team. Some players have been released from the team because of work engagements and the replacement. What do you make of the Gazelle squad and their preparation for the Zone 5 in Egypt so far? Should we expect some friendlies on the way?
Right now,
Mm,
no, we don't expect any friendlies. Right now, the team is in camp. They went to camp yesterday to get ready for their AFCON qualifiers, which is happening in early February, and they're traveling to Egypt. I would say that. But of course, Perith Nyamwenge, due to her work schedule, she wouldn't make it to the team because of the work schedule. But of course, there was a replacement which came in as early as possible. But generally, it's a good squad. It's a bad squad. It's a good squad, and I would say I wish them all the best with what they're doing because it's a 15-man team, and five of them are professional players. And then people are saying Jekyll, 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 but Locally, the the team with the most players on the team is Jekyll because they've got 3 players on that team. You know,
Yeah.
got 3 players on that team. Of course, I was up seeing the under 18 players into the team like Anyango, one of the who's going to be one of the best point guards right now we have in Uganda. If she takes that part, she's taking because she's just so good as a point guard. Because I saw one of the trainings and I was like, wow, this chick is better than most of some players here right now. She's a good point guard, doesn't fear. Yeah, we saw her play under 18 and what she did in South Africa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
actually, she was the MVP in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
So it's a good team, and the coach knows the players so well. I would say I wish the Gazelles all the best because when they qualify for this AFCON, then they go in July. We play the AFCON itself, which will happen in Ivory Coast. If you make it to the semi-finals, we are rest assured of the World Cup qualifiers as well, because the first 4 teams qualify for the World Cup qualifiers. The team is now led by Jenna Sinde and Hope Akelo. Like I said earlier, these are people who've seen growth where they are right now, and we've seen the improvement they have and the kind of game they play. Now, Jamila Lanscombe is also back into the team. She's back in the country after 5 years of not being in the country. Now she's back in the country, and she has joined the team in the camp because Jamila, those ones who don't know, Zama, I'm talking about Zama now. She's back into the team, back into the country. It's a good addition to the team because we know what she can do on that floor. She was in college, finished her college. She's now working in USA, but of course she was someone on the team and she's on the team. The rest of the international players, like the 3 of them, will join the team in Egypt. They won't train with the team, but they'll join the team in Egypt. Because the five international players, there's some, and then the 2 already here, so the 3 will join the team in Egypt. So, general, I would say one thing: the team is getting ready, and we have some experience in there. So we expect a big campaign from the girls, hence qualifying for AfroBasket.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, do you have their travel schedules yet? When they will be leaving?
Yeah, according I don't know when they're leaving the country.
Oh, the final squad.
I don't know.
When do you expect the final
No, no,
squad
no.
to be named?
They may take all the 50 players. I don't know. I'll get the detail. I'll get the details very soon. I'll get the details very soon. The final squad will
Okay.
also be unveiled very soon.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move on to this developing story. It was about Fuba. Uh, it was surprising. I didn't expect it. Fuba relinquishing organization league rights to the clubs. It used to be done before, from what I heard from you. We had this conversation, I think, last year, and you came out categorical and you said, why doesn't Fuba leave the league to be organized by the clubs as before? Because now referees were missing payments. The league wasn't organized as before. There was some disorganization. What led to this change at this moment? What really led to this change with FUBA, and what does it mean for the league going forward?
Actually, it was when I talked to one of the managers. He told me it was in the pipeline. 2 seasons back, the federation had handed over the league to the managers, but they said we can't just take over the league just like that. We need
Oh,
to
yeah, yeah.
learn the process, learn the processes of how this league is being run. So they're like, you know what, give us time as we're learning how the league is being run. And of course, they're like, cook after 2 years, now it's high time for us to start running the league. Hence, now FUBA handing over the league to the managers, and they're now going to run the league themselves, which is a good thing initiative they've done. And I would say wish them all the best. I would say that, and hope we enjoy good basketball, good appreciation. We see the return in investment when it comes to return on investment when it comes to the sponsors putting in their money, because sometimes the sponsors pull out of our local leagues because they're not
Yeah.
getting anything out of it. You know,
Interference by the
what are you doing for
federation.
them?
Yeah.
You know,
Same
that's
with
why.
with FUFA.
Yeah. That's why. That's why. Yesterday when I was on NBA Sport and they're talking about rugby, why Uganda Rugby Union doesn't allow other sponsors to fund these different teams, because yes, now special is the main sponsor of the what, of the league. But me as Guinness, I want to sponsor Cubs. I'm not sponsoring the league. Why
Exactly.
can't you let me do that?
Mm.
Why can't you let me do that? Because I'm not sponsoring the league. Yeah. Why are you letting team? Why are you letting things like KCB, yeah, to sponsor, Stabik to sponsor, but you can't let me as Guinness to sponsor my team, and I'm willing to sponsor. You know,
Yeah.
there's what you call co-sponsoring, and hence we're seeing something, because as a sponsor, even yourself, you get something out
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. So the union should have a discussion with now special and discuss that, because seeing a Cubs team sponsored by Guinness putting on just plain white
Giving.
t-shirts, what does it say?
Yeah, and they were
What does it
covering
say?
their branding. Remember, they were covering their
You know?
branding.
Hmm?
Uganda Breweries as Guinness had already branded the whole of Legends. Then they ended up covering the whole of it
Yeah.
because Nile had disagreements, sponsorship disagreements with its competitor. I mean, those are some of the contracts that some of our leaders sign, and they forget that it will stand to bite them. Yeah. Uh-huh. So that is
True.
yeah.
True. It buys them some. Yeah, but for FUBA, it's a good initiative. Uh, everyone is saying, let's see what they will do, because this is what we've been waiting for. And I would say I wish the managers all the best. Hope the season tips off very fast. Before we go into stories of, like, now the girls have qualified for AfroBasket, that prepare themselves like a 2 month preparation. The league is on hold. Those stories.
Yeah.
So I wish they get organized. And on top of that, this league is supposed to start as early as late January or early February, but how come it's starting in March? What's the problem? What are they going to tell us? Because they say these things are like, by August we get to know who's going to play BAL qualifiers. But now, if the league is starting in March, it might end like in September or November.
Wow, that will affect the
So
qualifiers, and most of these
let
teams
the
play for
federation
BL.
let the federation and this so-called committee they've just picked get organized, and we see a smooth running of the league.
True, true. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. So anyway, you also on your Twitter handle, you had some transfers that were happening in the NBL. Uh, One in particular that caught my eye. I'm really a big fan of Lokoji, the point guard from KIU. I mean, I love watching him. He's really, really brilliant. But you reported on your ex handle at Hudson Mugweri that he could be really moving to Namuongo. I mean, this is a huge milestone if they really want to compete for the title. And where does it leave KIU and your boy Lutwama?
Actually, KIU, for information, officially, NASA is out of the management of KIU. Officially,
Wow,
it's now going
is it
back to the
news?
drawing board of, like, it's now going back to
Mm.
the news broke. The news broke last week just because we didn't have a show.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, so it's now going back to the university, and they're going to use only students athletes. Nothing like, I'm getting a player from Congo to come and play for
Mm.
me. Uh, so NASA has got his own team called Summit,
Okay.
and information I had is NASA is buying our savior.
Oh.
So he's now focusing. So if he's buying our savior, because our savior is on sale and is in NBL. So if he's buying our savior, we might see him like Summit going up, like now they into the
Being
place
it.
of our savior. Yeah. So now he's focusing on his team Summit, which did make it to NBL. They lost, I think, in the quarterfinals or semi-finals. I would say
Okay.
that in the semi-finals, yes. I think they lost in the semi-finals. I think semi-finals or quarterfinals, but they lost. But they didn't make it to. So now the teams which I'm looking at, which are going to be competing, of course, the 10-time champion City Oilers. You've got, of course, UCU Cannons as well. You have JT Jaguars is there. Then you have Kampala Rockets coming in that line as well. Their teams, because I don't know how they're going to set up their teams, but we all know for KIU we don't expect much from them in the first season. They're just now getting players. They're trying to change the system and everything. So that's what's happening right now when it comes to basketball. When it comes to and the transfers, of course, Namongo Blazers, the speculations have been going on. They haven't yet unveiled the trio of Jimmy Enabu, James Sokelo, and Tony Driliba. Then also adding on that, Moses Mugisha is working out with the team as well.
Okay.
They let go of Joseph Chuma, who is now in Congo, and actually yesterday played the game in the 16, I think in the 16 minutes, he had over, let me see the scores, let me see the points he had, because right now Chuma is in Congo, he's not in Uganda. They let go Daniel Gaki as well, who was the point guard. So the replacement of Daniel Gaki might be Banza, Joel Banza, who we know is the best point guard right now in our league in Uganda, with what he did last season. Everyone gives him the respect he deserves. Yeah. So Chuma had 60. He had 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. The 60 minutes he played yesterday. That was last night. I saw these things on his Instagram page, and I'm like, okay, this is incredible for the player. His first game, and he's giving us such such results. But made them like, how are they playing when the war is going on?
Man, and you know, the Eastern Kivu province, that's where the war is going on, and that's where most of these teams are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a big country, you man.
The boy
It's
is
a
born
big
in
country.
it's so big. It's so big. Maybe they are war.
The war can be in Nairobi, and for
It
them
is
they're here.
extremely big. And for them, they're let me say, they're always in Nairobi, and for them, they're in Barara, man. Nothing
Barara,
can
yeah.
reach them.
Nothing can reach them. Yeah, that's how big Congo is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, so that's the only transfer you have for Joel Okoji. It's a big one. If it happens, yeah, remember even last week you broke that transfer of the trio of Dreleba, Enab, and James Okelo. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think that's what we have for what? For basketball. Then the other news I want us just run through this. It was the netball. Yeah, the the She Cranes will be participating in the Vitality Cup that will be happening on first, and the squad was announced. Moviru announced, the coach Moviru announced the 13-man squad, the 13-woman squad. We'll start with the final squad. We have the shooters: Christine Namulanda Kango, Rachel Nanyonga, Mary Nuba, Arin Eyaru. The mid-court players, we have Margaret Bagala, Joan Roy Kuboth, Hindu Namutevi, Amia Penelope. Defenders: Mutesi Nasim, Gloria Aya, Sandra Nambridge, Anisha Mohammed, Privas Kayeni. Technical bench: Rashid Mubiru, the head coach; Ruth Meme, assistant coach. Yeah, this is a milestone. You know, I like joking it with that netball is our best team sport in the country. And maybe followed by let's say maybe cricket. Yeah, but absolutely, yeah, those are one of our two best team sports, and netball will be playing. They'll be going to London. That's where they're playing the four team tournament in Nottingham. Maybe in the other news again, Mm. You didn't talk about the Victoria University in basketball. They played their game 2 yesterday, playoffs.
No, they played game three actually. Played game three
Game 3, yeah,
on Sunday.
on Sunday, yeah,
On Sunday.
yeah.
Actually, both games are interesting, but the most interesting game
Mm.
was the ladies' finals. Our savior
Mm.
Banyabo up against Nkumba Lady Marines.
Okay.
We had 3 overtimes in that game.
3 overtimes.
Actually, second over. We had two overtimes in that game.
What was the score in the before the first overtime?
The first overtime, the score was, let me first recall. I'm forgetting it, but it
Then
was 45 points apiece.
wow, wow,
Yeah,
interesting. You're right. You remember
it's 45 points
you
apiece.
mentioned that Div One, Div Two basketball is a spectacle if you pay attention to
It's so
it.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh,
interesting. And the game ended. Guess what? The game ended 59-60.
59-60, 1 point.
Yes, half a basket,
1 point.
1 point.
That's half a
That's how
basket.
interesting. And
Yeah.
that game, that the point they made,
Mm.
Kumari came in the board. They took a 3 pointer.
Mm.
They led by 2 points up now.
Mm.
These guys inbound the ball. They call a timeout.
Mm.
The coach calls the play. They inbound the ball. There and then the guy, they check a 3 pointer. Eh? Three
Wow, that
seconds
was
to
a dagger.
go.
Mm.
It was a dagger,
Mm.
and everyone just started screaming.
Wow.
Everyone just started screaming. That's how incredible that basketball game was. That's how interesting that basketball game was. And of course, it's now 2-1.
Mm.
It's the best of 7. So
Mm.
Red Marines are up by 2, and our Savior Dabo have gotten they have their 1 win.
Mm.
Then for the men's side, the second thing was so interesting. The second half was so interesting, whereby Res Life Sets just came to be glad we are seeing this thing on fire when it comes to 3 pointers. Their 3 pointers were dropping. And of course, the game ended 79-59 in favor of Res Life, 57-7 Victoria University Crocs. So now Res Life also, they've secured their first win, and it's best of 7. So if Victoria University wins their game tomorrow, game for tomorrow, we may see a decisive game happening on Friday. So this week, of course, tomorrow we have games at 6. That is Kumbalet Marines up against our Savior. Then at 8, we have Res Life Saints versus Victoria University Crocs. That's at 8. That's on Wednesday. Then Friday, we have a game 5 as well. Still our Savior versus Lady Marines. Then Victoria Crocs, University Crocs versus Res Life Saints. That's game 5. If these teams go, I would say 2-2, we may see game 6 happening on Sunday. I see game 6 happening on Sunday. So generally, lower division basketball is so interesting compared to, I think, the top flight. I'm always saying this because in the top flight you'll be like, Oilers playing which team? This one, that's a rest assured win for Oilers. But here, lower division, you can't know who's winning the game, you know. So that's how interesting it is. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That was basketball by Hudson. Well versed in that field. Uh, the other thing that I wanted us to really run through is the EPL that happened this weekend. There's a lot of news. Before we talk, okay, let's start with the red card that Arsenal, Lewis, Cleese, what was his name? Let me see his name. Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly. A lot of people talk about that red card. I'm sure you watched that game. Mikel Arteta having a rough talk after the end of the game with Mike Oliver. Yeah, so these red cards here really, Arsenal fans. I don't know whether it's only Arsenal fans who are talking about red cards, but it seems like any controversial red card, it is always directed towards Arsenal. And what does it leave their title race? Now if you're looking at the league right now, it is really cutthroat for them.
Mm. Mike Oliver giving us actually was threatened. They told him they're going to attack him at his home and they had to give him security man. That was too much threat coming through from the Arsenal fans. It was too much threat, man. Of course, we've seen him make mistakes, and of course, according to the review, they say they clearly had a his boot was somehow up compared to how it was about down. As- To me, as someone who's played football before and someone who's followed football before, I would say, why a straight red card? Why not a yellow card? But according to the new rules, if the leg is somehow up, like they have their rules they set up, which led to the red card. So
It's deserved. Okay, let me ask you, like your honest
it's
opinion.
not
You're an Arsenal fan. Was it
it's
deserved,
not
or
it wasn't
you'd go
deserved.
with the yellow card?
I would go with the yellow card.
You'd go with the yellow
It wasn't
card.
deserved. Yeah.
Oh.
You know why most people coaches and refs are not into coaching like refereeing when it comes to EuroLeague or EuroLeague itself, World Cup itself, because of the mistakes they always make.
Mm.
They make a lot of mistakes. Hence, to ref these big international tournaments.
Like you
Yeah,
talk of the English ref, the ref.
yeah, the English refs.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay. So anyway, that's a lot of people. Even me, I thought it was a bit harsh. Yellow card would really be sufficient for it, but Arsenal managed to pick a win at Wolves, very tricky win. That really pits them, leaves them with let me check out the table very well here. I give you
we are
47 points,
6 points below Liverpool.
and Liverpool has the game in hand. Yeah, Arsenal's form has not really been
Yeah,
bad. In the last 5 games, they have won 3, drawn 2, same as Liverpool. Nottingham is one that threw the bag a bit against Bournemouth. Bournemouth is a team that you mentioned it last time that a lot of people were saying that Arsenal lost against Bournemouth. It went and hit City. It hit Newcastle. At St James, that was a huge win.
uh-huh.
Newcastle at St James, not only hitting it, just demolishing Newcastle. you know, Bournemouth. Let me
And what happened to Nottingham Forest? 5-0.
five. I mean, they're winning with big numbers. 4-1 against Newcastle away. They only drew against Chelsea. Chelsea is not an easy team. 1-0 against Everton, then 2-2 against Fulham. I mean, Bournemouth. Wow, wow, what a team! Yeah, so that's how the EPL stands. Liverpool leads, followed by Arsenal, Nottingham, Manchester City, which is still struggling with. But if you compare the last 5 games, the on-form team is Man City. They've won 5 games. They've won 4 games, and have drawn one in the last 5 games. That is that the inform team, with the exception of Newcastle that lost actually against Bournemouth. This loss against Bournemouth really dented their form. Uh, then there's this news I wanted us to really run through. I don't know if you're a big fan of Marcus Rashford, but Ferdinand came out and say that uh, Ferdinand came out and say that Marcus Rashford's days at Old Trafford are behind him. His attitude, Amorim came out and said his attitude is not, it's wanting. The way Marcus Rashford has always been carrying himself, and there was a move to AC Milan that was likely to happen and still there. People are really still debating. I mean, if he leaves Manchester United, I don't think there's any other team that can tolerate his babysitting kind of management, being a boy from Manchester United.
Those are English players, and I'm happy. The plant English players allow big English players are now getting something out of this new coach.
Mm,
Ruben is going to teach them a lesson,
mm,
and he started on Marcus Rashford.
mm,
The next person who will be bigger than you, tell you one thing: you're going to play my football.
yeah,
He doesn't give a damn by them. At
that
40
is
years,
Amorim.
he's
Yeah.
showing something. Is that
Mm,
whether he's an English boy, I don't care.
mm.
Whether he was born and groomed here, I don't care. Attitude matters.
Attitude
Discipline
matters.
matters. I need results.
Mm.
Yes, I need results.
Yeah, those are Latin coaches. Absolutely.
So what Ferdinand said was right. He's like, man, this boy is there's a number. I'm like, the guy might leave anytime, any day.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
and AC Milan, I think, was that. I think the only issue with him joining AC Milan is his wage bill. He's apparently on 300k a week.
The man is earning crazy money.
He's earning crazy money, and the only time he hit form was
Yeah.
that time when which coach was that? When Solskjaer was there, that first season of Solskjaer. That's the only time he hit double
Even
digits.
Even Van Gaal was
Even
on
Van
fire.
Gaal, yeah, that's when he hit.
Mourinho, he tried to be on fire because he was that go-to guy.
Mm.
Rashford is not a bad player, but the issue is the attitude.
Yeah, his attitude.
Attitude.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. You can even see it from the pitch, how he comes in, how he runs. It's like it's not happy. It doesn't look happy. Let him go to Italy. You know, so what
Among
Patrice Evra said that in Italy, those people train as if they're in the army. The Italian teams, they're on another level. I think if you can't play in Italy, then I don't know where you can play else, really. So, anyway, let me run through also this uh, the Nile Special Super League. Is it Premier League Rugby? They rebranded it. A lot has been happening in the rugby scene, but let me read you the match week 3 results. Black Pirates winning against Victoria Sharks 28-13. We thought that would be really uh, a tough game for Pirates, but they ran through them. Heathens dominating with double digits, triple digits, quadro digits kind of scores, winning 83-6 against Elgon Wolves. Buffalo, I've never seen a draw in in rugby, but Buffalo
It
managed,
happens, not yet.
yeah, managed to pick a draw 12-12 against Walukuba Barbarians. That's a tight one. Then Cobs, yeah, after losing to Rhinos, picked up 71-23 against Eagles. Mongers losing to Rhinos. Wow, Rhinos. Rhinos is a very tricky team. Ginger Hippos winning 41 against Warriors 15. That was for the rugby. So I want us to close with the Liga player in focus. That is Kylian Mbappe. Remember when he signed, there's a lot of buzz about him. He had a slow start, but now he has scored 9 goals. I think in 5 appearances. I mean, he's scoring a hat trick against Valladolid. If you look at those goals, I mean, the Mbappe-like kind of goals. You know, the Mbappe, you know that he creates his own moves and he finishes them. Uh, the question I'll put unto you. Of course, right now it's hard for them to lose the league the way they are running. But I look at the PTT, the top scorer. It's between Lewandowski. Who do you think will really close the season top?
Mbappe might close the season because he's now back onto his form and he's scoring good goals. He's
Mm,
scoring goals.
mm,
The other game he scored 2 goals. Of course, he was supposed to have a hat trick. They canceled this goal,
mm,
2 goals. Total in the 2 games, just 5 goals.
mm,
Then this one he scored a hat trick. What does it say?
mm,
He's now back onto his form and he knows where the net is. And Ancelotti believed in him. Now the players are believing in him
mm,
because he saw the passes coming from Jude Bellingham,
mm.
passes coming from Rodrigo, how he's
Rodrigo.
finishing.
Wow,
Yeah.
he's
So
finishing
at the end of the
spectacular.
day, hey, those assists. At the end of the day, you see good goals coming from him.
Mm,
So it's a plus for him, and he has now gained the confidence after people saying he's just scoring, he's missing goals. I think he's a flop, blah blah
mm,
blah. The money they are paying him is too much money.
mm,
But Mbappe has become a big issue now, and
mm,
the people are criticizing him are quiet.
mm.
You know, yeah.
How would you rate his game when Vinny is not on?
I would give it 80% because he's now the go-to guy, and you see what he's doing on the pitch. It's like guys, our squad. He comes back, defends as well. Then he goes,
Mm,
he attacks. His runs. He's a faster guy.
mm.
So generally,
Pacer.
he's doing a good job at Banabu, and now the coach believes in him. What he said recently, he's now the top player right now in Europe.
Mm,
Everyone is watching him.
mm.
He's scoring goals in Champions League, scoring goals in La Liga. Of
Yeah,
course,
even in the
against Barcelona,
even in the Copa del Rey. I
against
mean,
Barcelona, yeah, I know they lose games, but he's not scoring goals for them
mm.
against
He's
Barcelona.
carrying the
So
team.
generally,
Mm,
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's doing
Yeah.
a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we want to thank you. Okay, this is what we had for you today. For this episode, we appreciate the people who have subscribed. We had a lot to talk about local sport, international sports. We shall be expanding on our conversation depending on where the audience really wants us. With me here, I had Miss Hudson.